Yo, what's up? Dallas Cowboys State of the Union back at it again with another video for y'all. First of all, before we get this video started, I want to go ahead and send our prayers to Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, everybody knows that he went under surgery to test for throat cancer. Apparently, he lost his voice after the New Orleans game here in Dallas last year, and he hasn't been able to regain it since. And so they're testing all that. He was in the hospital this past weekend for a few days. So everybody keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers. But we are here to talk about the Robert Quinn trade. So it has been reported by Ian Rappaport that the Cowboys are expected to trade for the Dolphins player. It's unsure what they're giving up for him at this point.
Well, from what I'm hearing, it's a future late round pick.
Yeah,
so
future
2020, 2021.
Yeah, it's a future late round pick, but again, we don't know, you know, the details or whatever. This was one of those. This was one of those signings that is a good move for Dallas. You talking about a guy that had 8.5 sacks last season, 28 years old, so he's not dangerously old, but he has that veteran presence. He's been in the league for a long time, and this is a guy to potentially replace the roles of Gregory and David Irvin. Now, Randy Gregory, we're not sure if he's going to play again this season or whatever the case may be. David Irvin, we already know that he quit football and the Cowboys wasn't bringing him back, so I'm pretty sure Quinn is going to take over number 95. So yeah, this is a great signing. I think this is going to pair well with Tank. I think that with this signing, you also give people like Dorrance Armstrong and Taco Charlton still time to develop and grow and potentially make a splash on this team in other ways on that line.
Yeah, Taco and Dorrance, I think that's the big thing, is giving their development. However, I don't think Taco will be on this team in the next coming seasons, just because he's been slow to develop and he just doesn't seem like, you know, he wants to put much effort into his craft. Like I said in the last video, I think Dorrance Armstrong is going to take over eventually, you know, back up Robert Quinn. But, you know, getting to Robert Quinn, he's another guy that can complement D-Law. Now, he's not going to replace D-Law. This doesn't affect the negotiations that's going on with Tank right now. It's basically saying is, look, when we sign you, you have another buddy on the other side, on the right defensive end, that can get after the passer. You know, he gets you that anywhere from 6 to 8 sacks. That's what you want from your right defensive end. And the truth of the matter is, this is a great trade.
Yes, great trade. Like we said in the last video, Dallas has been making sneaky, nice pickups for cheap. This was one of those pickups that, you know, starting off, everybody was like, okay, this is a steal. You know, Miami wants to get him off their hands. They signed him again to another one-year deal with the intent to trade him. We saw that they did that last year with Jarvis Landry when he went to Cleveland and let his agent basically carve out where he was going to go. And this is the same kind of situation. Robert Quinn came. He spent the whole day here a week or two ago. He went to New Orleans this past week. And of course, I guess he's deciding he wants to come to Dallas. So again, great pickup. Is for the cheap. Again, you have a veteran presence, and this is another move that's going to allow them to go BPA. I feel like we keep saying this in every video, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. We, you know, a lot of people get mad at the Cowboys for, you know, not making big splashes and not, you know, paying the Earl Thomases of the world and all of these large amounts of money. But at the end of the day, we still have $25 million in cap space, and we're signing depth guys who have still made meaningful snaps in this league and have had great production in this league. And I think that's the big thing. You're getting quality players at a bargain price. You know?
And think about it, is the Cowboys, like you said, quietly picking up sneaky good free agents on the defensive side. Look how they're building the defense, and let's just think about this for a moment. At the defensive tackle spot, they got Crawford, Woods, and Collins. Okay, that's at the defensive tackle spot. Okay, defensive end. Now, I mean, assuming when and if they sign Tank, you got Tank, Robert Quinn, Charlton. Okay, linebackers, Smith, Van Der Esch, Lee.
Yeah.
Cornerback, Jones,
Don't forget about Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas, exactly. Yeah. Cornerback, Jones, Awuzie, Brown.
Yeah.
Safety, Woods, Heat, Iloka.
Yeah.
That's a good, well-rounded defense that has top-level talent and great depth behind it.
And that's one thing, like we said before, we had always been criticized in the past of being too top-heavy. You know, having great starters, but our depth was crap.
Right.
And so, you know, a lot of those was those bad signings and not drafting well. And that's one of the things with us. We have consistently drafted well for the last 7-8 years. And if people don't look at this defense really got turned over in 16, 17, and 18. You're talking about defensively, we hit in 16, 17, and 18. You know, it was literally a season or two ago. We had Brandon Carr, J.J. Wilcox, Mo Claiborne, and within an off season, we basically revamped that whole back secondary.
And I remember that year too, because they let Carr, Claiborne, all of them cornerbacks walk, and they replenished that position through the draft. You know, getting Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, and Anthony Brown, I think all in the same draft.
They got Anthony Brown
2016.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. It took a little over 2 years, or a little less than two years to turn over that cornerback position.
And we look at linebackers. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's like, man, we can't let Hitchens go. He's our best linebacker behind Sean Lee. But within a season, Jalen Smith came back to full health. We freaking snagged Leighton Vander Esch at pick number 19, and he had an outstanding rookie campaign. So when you look at it like that, they even made Damian Wilson look better with them on the field. So yeah, we just been able to just keep revamping this defense, and that was one of the things that we were always criticized for. Our defense was trash, you know, for a very long time.
Like the offense was good, but the defense was average, complimentary at best.
Yes.
And you know, the type of offense that they ran, that Eric Coryell scheme, where you bleed out the clock, keep your defense off the field, keep them fresh. That was a good scheme to fit the defense that you had at that particular time.
Most
but now you're looking at a top 5, potentially top 3 elite defense now.
Yes.
And I feel like in this upcoming draft, now that you have made the trade for Robert Quinn, I feel like they could go offense here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go wide receiver 58. I wouldn't be surprised if they go tight end at number 58, or they can opt to wait until the 3rd round to pick a tight end. This could be the year they can try and replenish some of them weapons on offense, even though they have Amari, even though they have Micah Gallup, you know, Randall Cobb on a 1-year deal. I think they'll let him walk next offseason. This could be the year they can draft a guy like a Deebo Samuel or Andy Isabella from UMass, where they let him sit behind Randall Cobb for 1 year, and after, you know, that year, they'll let Randall Cobb walk and he'll take over. This could be that year. And, you know, in a tight end loaded draft class, this could be the best possible year to pick a tight end to sit behind Wooden.
I think it's going to be 50-50. You know, I think Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin, they 2 good tight ends, so I think they're going to be the future. I do see us drafting another tight end because this draft class is loaded with tight ends.
I'm hoping for Sternberger.
And but also I think it's going to be 50-50. I just feel like this, like I said, this is one of the most athletic draft classes I've seen, especially defensively. And I just don't see how you pass up on a D tackle or edge rusher this draft. I think that you can get a quality D tackle, you can get a quality edge rusher in the 4th, in the 5th, even in the 6th round. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's 50-50.
Yeah, you mentioned the loaded defensive draft class. That is true. And I think because it's loaded on the defense so much that it could push some of these tight ends, like Irv Smith Jr., Noah Fant, even though I think he's a lock to go into the 1st round. You know, Jay Sternberger, the tight end from Texas A&M. That could put some of them guys down to 58, where if a tight end is the best player on the draft board, they can go ahead and select him, or a D tackle, you know, like a Jared Willis, the 3rd out of Miami, or Kalen Summers, defensive tackle out of Western Illinois. There's so many ways they can go with this pick. And, you know, given what they've done in free agency, they've afforded themselves that luxury to do so.
Yeah. They so what does this mean for Tate? Because I know a lot of people are thinking they're not going to get the deal done. This is not to get rid of Tank. I think they're going to get the deal done. You know, I just think that, hey, negotiations get ugly. But I think that they're going to come to a common ground and they're going to get a deal done, or they potentially might trade him. So that's one of the more reasons why I still think they're going to go 50-50 in the draft. Sure. Just because you might want to get you in to pick you up another quality edge rusher. Maybe pick you up another D-tackle one or something like that to help out Anthony Brown. Antoine Woods, right? No. What's his name? Okay. I got his name mixed up.
Antoine Woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry. Too many Anthony's on the defense.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, they're probably gonna go that way. That way they can have a little bit of leverage to say, hey, you know, Tank, we love you. We want you to be here, but if it doesn't work out, we can go ahead and, you know, trade you, or at least get you in a position where you can get the money that you want. So,
go ahead.
No.
I mean, I was gonna say, to support your theory is, sources are saying the Cowboys scouts are in Houston right now, looking at Ed Oliver, defensive tackle. You know, he ran his 40-yard dash, which was at a 4.7 at 281 pounds. So yeah, you could see Tank possibly getting traded if they can't reach a deal.